Call 800-782-0108. Auburn.
45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back.
Alabama.
38 pounds and 80 yards.
And the latest in high school sports.
Yes, he is. Touchdown.
It's Sports Blitz Live now.
I feel like we're at some kind of something anonymous meeting, because now that you said that, I feel like there's a weight lifted off me. I can say the same thing. I actually did look him up. He played at Virginia, and I remember that when he was ACC Player of the Year.
Was he one and done?
No. Oh. In fact, he was a fifth-year senior.
Oh,
and he was drafted in the second round. So it kind of blows a lot of things out of the water when you think about NBA, that, okay, you have your first 3 or 4 picks, and then the rest is just a crapshoot. Somebody did their homework on this cat, and I guess Milwaukee did.
Absolutely.
But he comes in and wins Rookie of the Year, and it doesn't necessarily mean that all kids should stay in school. I think it just worked really well for this guy, and he was at Virginia. He wasn't a very disciplined set-oriented offense for Tony Bennett. Yeah. So I think that helped him a lot. I also believe he's probably capped out. We have probably seen about the best of Brogdon we're going to see, whereas some of these other guys, like a Ben Simmons, who didn't even get to play, he was number 1 pick in the draft the previous season, he can come in and potential-wise maybe have a much more of an impact, and his ceiling there is no ceiling.
Right.
But Brogdon, there's probably a ceiling there. Having said that, you can't take away winning Rookie of the Year is cool. Absolutely. And as a second-round pick for a guy who's a fifth-year senior, I think that's awesome. I love it.
Absolutely. John McEnroe makes some controversial comments about Serena Williams. I didn't think they were that controversial.
Now, let's jump there, because Scott and I were just talking about it. And I could tell that Scott, at the very beginning, Scott Hardy, the co-host of the previous show, he had narrowed this down to a pro-Serena versus McEnroe thing, and it wasn't that way. McEnroe was being interviewed by NPR about his new book, and the NPR host, who probably leans to the left.
Shockingly.
I don't know. And whatever, not trying to make this political, but probably does.
Well, you're not on NPR. You're not on National Public Radio if you don't.
That's true.
That's just,
So the question was, what do you think of Serena Williams? And McEnroe said, in my book, I said she's the best female tennis player of all time.
And he has glowingly talked about her throughout his career.
And he's always talked well of Serena. And he said, I think she's the best female tennis player of all time. And the interviewer said, well, why do you have to qualify it with the word female? Well, number one, I thought the she would give it away. The pronoun she shouldn't.
Yeah.
But number two, it wasn't that he was making it wasn't that he said, but she can't beat a man, in parentheses. He just said she's the best female player of all time. If you say, for instance, if you happen to think A.J. McCarron's the best Alabama quarterback of all time, number one, I'm going to disagree with you. But number two, you can believe that, but it's not an insult. You're not saying, but he's not the best quarterback of all time. You know what I'm saying? It's just take the compliment. And he wasn't even backhanded. He didn't say, if you've ever been married, you've gotten a compliment where somebody says, well, you did good here, but. One of those kind of compliments. Married people out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Where you get one of those, well, this is good, but, and it's not really a compliment. McEnroe didn't do that. He said she's the best female tennis player of all time, period. And the interviewer stirred the pot. And then McEnroe, being as confrontational as he is, and we know he's a jerk. He's been a jerk his whole career, which is cool. It's ancillary to this story, but that's a fact. The interviewer sort of comes back at him, and McEnroe's like, what do you mean? She wouldn't even be number 700. I believe he was using hyperbole to try and make a point.
Sure.
I don't believe he really thinks there's 699 other men that can beat her, because I don't. I think she would beat number 698 in the world. I do. But Serena, by her own admission, went on a late night talk show, I don't know, a year or two, maybe a couple months ago, somewhere in there, and said Andy Murray would beat her 6-0, 6-0, and it would be quick. Now, Andy Murray's the best male player maybe in the world. Maybe.
He's about fifth best. Maybe.
Whatever, he's in there. I don't know my tennis rankings. Just bear with me.
He may be third.
Okay, whatever. He gets it. He's not number 699.
No.
Okay. So then Serena comes back at John McEnroe with a Twitter war. This has gotten so stupid where Serena's like, I'm just sitting here trying to be pregnant. Please keep me out of your mouth and let me have my pregnancy in peace.
He didn't bring it up.
He didn't bring it up. I mean, look, I'm pro Serena. I love watching Serena play. I think she's fantastic. But I think she's also missing the point here. But I sympathize with her because she's just sitting there minding her own business. And somehow, some way, this has gotten involved with her, and it's going to be a thing for her.
Well, look, this kind of comes back to, I hate to break it to people of the world, because there has been an agenda pushed forward in the last 10 years to say, that there's not really gender. Now there is. There is. There's male and there's female. The males are built differently than the females.
Agreed.
That's just the way that it is. That's the way God intended it, and that's the way look, you can claim it and you can kind of change things through chemical and surgery and these kind of things, but in essence, you have man, you have woman. Man is built a certain way, so that's why you have to classify. All these people that say, why do we have to classify? Because it's women's sports, it's men's sports. It doesn't denigrate anything.
Exactly.
It's just the truth.
Yeah, and it's also, I said it on the other show that to say, let's say for instance, you think the Madison Academy team of 2 or 3 years ago is the best 3A team of all time. Well, why do you have to say 3A? Well, because I don't think they beat a lot of 6A, 5A, 4A, 7A teams. They may not beat some 2A teams. No. I mean, some 2A teams that were really good, some of those old Clay County teams. Who knows? I mean, but you can say that and it not be an insult.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where people get so mixed up. And I think you're right. This has gotten a little bit crazy on the PC side because Clay Travis has really taken this and run with it because apparently I didn't look this up. I didn't try and find any more about this, but he was in a war with somebody today. There was apparently some either semi-pro female soccer team or pro female soccer team, I don't even know if they exist, playing some high school boys team, and the high school boys team won in soccer. This happened recently. I didn't hear anything about it. But Clay Travis was talking about it, and he said, this is my point, that it's hard for women to beat men in these sports. And I think he's going a little over the top too, but I will say this. If you had a WNBA team come and play, let's say for instance, a strong AAU team, still high school kids, but AAU, I'm taking the AAU team.
Yeah.
Now, you can take the female team and more power to you, but if you make me choose which one's going to win, I'm going to say the AAU team. I don't mean that as an insult.
I might take the state champion of the high school. I mean,
it depends on which classification.
On the 7A.
7A, yeah, I might take my Rook over the Lynx.
I'm just there's a story years ago when the Williams sisters first broke in, and they were very brash back then. And there was a story that there was a guy, I can't even remember the guy. He was like ranked 300 and something in the world, and he either challenged them or they challenged him. And he, after a day of playing golf, smoking cigarettes and drinking beer, he came out and beat them both, love and love.
Well, now Billie Jean King did beat a male. But
No. This was when the Williams sisters.
Oh, really?
I'm not talking about Bobby Riggs.
Okay.
This guy, I mean, this was not a sanctioned thing. This was
like a random.
This was a random thing. And, I mean, he was nobody. Now, granted, they were young back then.
Well.
But look, again, it's not – it's just it seems like the conversation – or the wool's kind of trying to be pulled over people's eyes, and I just – there's nothing wrong. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
This is not a gender thing. It's not a race thing. No. It's nothing like that. I mean, but have to admit, okay, maybe McEnroe was being a bit hyperbolic. Maybe you think that 700 is she could beat number 690.
I heard what you and Scott was saying. He said 100, and I'm like you, 300 at best. I think that'd be about it.
I said she probably can't beat number 100. I don't care. I don't think that's true. It goes back to when a lot of people a couple years ago and saying, well, Alabama could beat the Detroit Lions. No, they couldn't. I'm as big an Alabama fan as you know. They could not beat the Lions. They could not beat the Browns. Name a bad NFL team that's ever been, and the best Alabama team that's ever been could not beat them. They cannot do it.
I would have loved to have seen the 95 Nebraska play the winless Bucks.
The winless Bucks would blow their doors off. I'm saying double digits.
I don't know.
Double digits.
I don't know.
Easily double digits. Probably by 20 points.
Maybe.
I mean, because what people
that one would be closer.
Maybe a little closer, but I'll tell you what. I'll take the Bucks minus 10, and we'll just go to the house, see how it happens.
I get you. But again, it's neither really here nor there, but it's a June argument.
It is. Yeah. We have been sucked into the June vortex.
We have. But anyway, if you got a different feeling about it, give us a call and you can complain to Luke. 67 days away from college football. Thank goodness.
Yeah, now
it's getting here quickly. So
is it like Christmas? Like 66 more sleeps?
Is that what it is?
I guess I don't know. I'm asking you. You
I don't. 66 more sleeps. Yeah, that'd be.
You know how it is like until Christmas. You say
I've never done.
7 more sleeps.
I don't never done. Never heard that before in my life.
Yeah,
66 more sleeps. Yeah. That's right. That'll be 66 more sleeps until college football. Up against the break, but don't go anywhere. We are just getting started on this edition of Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Auburn Opelika has that perfect something for you. From sophisticated chic boutiques to exceptional dining, there's a retailer or restaurant to make your next visit special. Whether it's elegant fine dining or freshly squeezed lemonade, you'll find the perfect fit for every taste and budget. The food's great and the shopping is too, so be sure to check out the wide array of gifts, decor, clothing, and more. For every occasion, Auburn Opelika has what you're looking for. Let's make your next trip memorable. Visit Auburn Opelika.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized E-Z-GO cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect E-Z-GO cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best E-Z-GO carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live, and thanks to Bice Motors for their sponsorship of this segment. Brian Bice, go down there and they got some great automobiles. Check out the inventory they got out there. My mother bought a Jeep from there not too long ago.
Really?
Very nice. Been a good automobile. Can't complain. It's going to be memory lane tonight. We're going to take you back all the way to 1990. 1990. I was a young buck, probably 7th grade, I think.
In 90, you were 7th grade?
Yeah. Now maybe 8th grade. 8th grade. Probably. Well, no, I take that back. I guess I would have been going into 9th grade because that would have been fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fall.
Yeah, because I was
19.
I think I was in 10th grade myself.
Nah, you had to be older than that.
No, I think I was in 10th grade.
You're a lot older.
No,
than
I might have been a junior. I take that back. I might have been a junior.
You were probably in college.
You know what? I was a senior because in 90 I graduated in 91. So yeah.
I mean,
I was a senior.
We're drunk.
Yes.
But we're gonna take you all the way. It was an interesting Saturday, the third Saturday in October, a triple header on ESPN. Began, I think, with Alabama traveling to Tennessee and ended that day with Auburn welcoming Florida State into Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Actually, there was another game first.
Oh, okay.
It was Alabama, Tennessee, and then Florida State, Auburn back-to-back.
Okay, well, it was a very interesting.
And the similarities between the two games are breathtaking.
They are,
I
really.
mean, it is crazy. And I remember watching both games. I remember the Alabama game a little more. Obviously, I watched it a little more intently, and I'm sure the same for you for the Auburn game. But, man, when we start talking about this and we get to the end and you realize just how similar these two games ended, you're going to freak.
I mean, both opponents do something stupid that basically gives the Auburn and Alabama an opportunity to win the game by a field goal. So it's pretty interesting. So we're going to take you back to 1990 tonight. But first, we'll do a little What's the Word? A lot of things going on in the sports world. We'll kind of bounce around these and see what Luke can come up with. What's the word for Russell Westbrook winning the MVP?
I said expected. I think a lot of people thought this. At the same time, the MVP. Look, the MVP isn't what it really should be, and I appreciate the camera change as I'm not expecting it. But the MVP really isn't what it should be. I mean, if this were a true MVP race, LeBron James would win it. and he'd probably win it just about every year. And if he doesn't win it, probably Steph Curry should win it. Having said that, you average a triple-double, you're going to get some extra points, yada, yada, yada. I listened to another sports show earlier today, and he said the reason he discounts the MVP race is because Steve Nash has 2 MVPs and Shaquille O'Neal only has 1. And, at first I was thinking, okay, there's a point there. But it's sort of like discounting the Heisman because somebody you don't like has a Heisman and Peyton Manning doesn't. It's just sometimes it's about the timing. And I think sometimes you just have to be having the right season at the right time. And what Russell Westbrook had the right season at the right time. Had LeBron James won the finals, won the championship, would it have made a difference? I don't know exactly when all the voting took place, but I'm just curious if it would have had an effect.
Well, let's devil's advocate here. What if, most valuable player. So Cleveland without LeBron James, Kevin Love, they're a playoff team, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Don't know? Kyrie Irving?
I know, but every time they really needed something to happen, LeBron James.
I guarantee you Oklahoma's not a playoff team without Russell Wilson.
I understand that.
Russell Westbrook.
Okay, that's fine, but I don't know if that should be the only.
But I'm just saying, LeBron gets them to the finals. Certainly they would not have got there without him, so he took them further than they should go. Westbrook took Oklahoma City probably about as far, not necessarily the end destination, but as far as LeBron did his team. So I would say that deserving, is that a word that would apply to Westbrook?
Again, I think Westbrook is awesome. This is sort of like the Serena thing. I think he's awesome. I don't think he's as good as LeBron James. If we have a draft, I'm taking LeBron James.
It's not
first.
Best player though.
Huh?
It's not best player.
I understand. It's the most valuable of the league, right? And it's not even most valuable to your team. It's most valuable to the league.
Well,
right?
I think
of
it's
the entire
team,
league,
isn't it?
It's the MVP of the NBA.
Well,
it's not the MVP of the designated team.
Oh, that makes no sense, though.
But that's been the great debate over all this time. Is it most outstanding player? Is it most valuable player? And what does that even mean? Is it the guy who means the most to his team, that if you took that guy off the team would be so terrible? But that also
is the guy that has the best season.
Is the guy who has the best season? Well, he averaged a triple-double. At the same time, because he was such a ball hog, maybe they couldn't get any more wins. He was an incredible ball hog. Let's not.
Oh, there's no question.
If there's a shot, he's taking it. Now, he averaged a triple-double, so he had a lot of assists too. I'm just saying that if LeBron James wanted to have averaged some triple-doubles, probably could have done it. But I think he was more interested in winning big. Russell Westbrook seems to, for better or for worse, be interested in Russell Westbrook.
I don't disagree with that. What's the word for Phil Steele naming Florida the #1 surprise national title contender?
I think it's intriguing because I'm kind of with him. I'm very pro McElwain. I'm very pro Florida because he's only been in the SEC coaching twice as a head coach, and he's gone to the SEC championship game both times. And I know they backdoored their way in there, and they're not very good, and they got hammered both times by Alabama. That being said, why didn't somebody else go then?
Nobody good enough in the East.
That's right. And so, all he can do is win his division. You know what I mean? It's not exactly – he didn't exactly have a fantastic team either. And see, you talk about timing. Wouldn't Georgia – have loved to have their 2012 team last year? You know what I mean? They'd cakewalk into the SEC title game with another shot at Alabama.
Sure.
But they don't. You got to take advantage of the things when you can take advantage of them. And Jim McElwain is taking advantage of the fact that the rest of the SEC East is terrible.
Again, I don't disagree. Well, we can probably skip this one. You can encapsulate it in one word. What's the word for John McEnroe's comments about Serena Williams being ranked 700th on the men's tour?
I used 2 words, needlessly controversial. This is really – I should have just used the term June.
Yeah.
Because, this has no business being discussed. And we literally took our first segment and discussed it.
We did. What's the word for Jarrett Stidham being ranked 1 spot above Jalen Hurts in the Sports Illustrated Top 100 Players of 2017?
I said smart. And the reason I said smart is because one way to sell magazines is to piss off Alabama fans. And so you have just made them mad. They will buy your magazine if only out of spite. And that's fine. The check's still cash. Yeah. So I think that's fine. I think it's, look, I mean, if you're an Auburn fan out there and you're in love with Jarrett Stidham, great. I mean, maybe he will be awesome. To have him ranked above Jalen Hurts right now as the defending SEC Player of the Year is crazy, in my opinion. But it's a ranking. I'm not going to get fired up about it. And I think it's a smart move on their part, just like I think it's smart whenever Paul Feinbaum tries to say something like, well, I've heard rumblings Nick Saban may go to the lake next year. Well, because you know what? That just phone calls start pouring in.
Jalen Hurts 75th. Is that low?
I mean, look, people, we love to tear somebody down when they've done pretty well. And Jalen Hurts did all he could do last year. And people love to pick apart his passing game, taking away the fact that he's like having another All-American running back there. And his passing is going to get better. I believe that. I saw it in the spring game. I totally believe that. But we won't know till we see it. The same people who want to tear him down have complete blind faith that Jarrett Stidham's going to lead Auburn to a national championship. They cannot fathom Jalen Hurts getting better as a passer. But they also can't imagine Jarrett Stidham being anything less than a one-and-done guy. It's crazy to me. But I think the truth is somewhere in the middle on both.
I hope he's not one and done. What's the word for?
Look, usually when y'all have a one-and-done quarterback, it's one game.
It is true. What's the word for LeVar Ball's appearance on Raw last night?
Disgusting. I'm so sick of this guy. And I'm usually big on, again, take advantage of your moment, do what you can. But it's so sad that we are to a point where this guy's getting any attention. And I can't help but begin to dislike Lonzo Ball because of his dad, and that makes me feel bad about myself. Nothing LeVar Ball does makes anything better. He's making everything worse. I don't enjoy watching him. I don't want him to be on my television. I don't like talking about him. Well, then why are you talking about him? Because he's everywhere. And people are making this a thing. This is such a created crap fest with him. I'm just so tired of him. I want him to go away. I want Lonzo to go away. I don't want to see anymore. But maybe that's the whole shtick, and maybe, I don't know.
I think he's found a home.
And
that's the perfect place for him.
Where?
WWE.
Oh, well,
Raw.
WWE? I thought you were going to say crap fest.
Yeah, well, that may be too.
No, you know what? Do you know what actually happened? And Dan Lebitard said this day, they had to cut the mic of the Balls because one of the other son, what's his name? LaMelo or something. He said the N-word a couple of times. In reference to his dad attacking somebody, he said, get that. And they had to cut the mic, and Dan Lebitard said, LeVar Ball is too wrestling for wrestling. That's when you know things are bad. Like, wrestling wants the controversy. They want moments that are sort of unpredictable and crazy because they'll be talked about. But even wrestling was like, you know what, this is a bit much.
Wow.
The sport with the guys wearing rainbow leotards and feathers said, we can't do that.
No. Well, that about sums it up. The word is crazy, inappropriate, lunacy. We'll come back and we'll take a little stroll down memory lane. Don't go anywhere. More Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Reinhardt Lexus brings exciting offers with rates as low as 0%, rebates for college grads and military, and low monthly payments. The time to save is now at Reinhardt Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Relief has a new address in Alexander City. Main Street Family Urgent Care is now open across from Walmart on Highway 280. From cuts, broken bones, strep throat, and flu, they can help you heal and feel better fast. Open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday, and 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better.
Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Heads up, we're going back to 77. Disco, bell bottoms, and Ford F-Series starts its epic run as the best-selling trucks in America. Fast forward to 2017, F-Series is still king for 40 straight years. How? Rock-solid durability, up to the nanosecond technology, and jaw-dropping capability. No wonder the competition hasn't been number one since these. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 40 straight years.
Bucks Island is one of the oldest boat dealers in Alabama, serving boaters since 1948 with the largest boat showroom in the state. Bass boats featuring Skeeter, cruisers and sport boats featuring Monterey, pontoons featuring Crest, G3 and Voyagers, powered by Mercury and Yamaha. Bucks Island has sold over 10,000 boats and with a full service and parts and accessories department to keep your boat in top condition. Don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote. Visit Bucks Island on Highway 77 in Southside or online at bucksisland.com. Give them a call at 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island, where our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Reinhardt Lexus brings exciting offers with rates as low as 0%, rebates for college grads and military, and low monthly payments. The time to save is now at Reinhardt Lexus, where you'll feel like family.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. We're going to pull the car over to the median for a minute before we head down memory lane, and we're going to go to the phone line.
You were thinking of that the whole break, weren't you?
That was right off the top of my head.
Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Luke, I just kind of, I heard your brand of your two favorite people there. And, look, just a couple of things. As a true Barner, I think that your thing with Stidham is, it's legit. A lot of, after the whole debacle of Jeremy Johnson, I think that, it's like Auburn fans are very skeptical, but, from these eyeballs, which I saw him in the spring game live, watched him on TV, the guy can make every throw on the field and do it well. I worry about his size and stature and whether he can hold up to an SEC, defensive front in front of him every weekend, week out. But, you're right. There's a lot of hope for Auburn right now, and if they're going to be successful, they're going to have that guy really perform. The good news is Gus Malzahn didn't bring him the program, so he might have some actually good skills before he gets going. And as far as LeVar goes, there's something wrong with that guy. I don't understand it. Luke, can you psychologically break him down for me? Because I'm speechless. I'll hang up and let y'all talk.
All right, thank you for the phone call. For a couple of things. First of all, I like Stidham. I think Stidham's a good quarterback, and I don't think Stidham is a Jeremy Johnson redux. I think that Stidham is a very good quarterback. He is much more proven than Jeremy Johnson was. Having said that, and he did look good in the spring game. A lot of people look good in spring games, though. I've seen a lot of Alabama quarterbacks and wide receivers and defensive linemen and blah, blah, blah look good in spring games and then not produce when it comes to the regular season. So my point is, it was not necessarily that I think Stidham's terrible. I think Stidham's a very good quarterback. I think he can be a really good quarterback. Having said that, I think it is a little nutty to rank Jarrett Stidham above Jalen Hurts. Especially, it's also very suspicious that he's ranked one spot ahead of him. And I think Sports Illustrated did that for selling magazines or sort of stirring the pot. I mean, again, it's not a shot at Jarrett Stidham, but you're talking about Jalen Hurts as the returning SEC Offensive Player of the Year. It was a bad year for offensive players, don't get me wrong, but he still won it. Now, going back to LeVar Ball, I don't know how to break him down. I think he's terrible. He took his shirt off. He had the man boobs, and he had the whole thing. And I think, John, sometimes, you'll know this, Andy. In Seinfeld, there was a great episode when George Costanza was trying to teach Jerry how to defeat the lie detector. He wasn't actually trying to teach him. He told him, I don't know how to tell you to beat this thing because I could beat it, but you're not me.
How do you tell Pavarotti to sing?
The last thing he said to him before Jerry took the lie detector was, it's not a lie if you believe it. And I think LeVar Ball has convinced himself that he is America's sweetheart. I think he believes he's Taylor Swift. That's the only explanation at this point. Or the equivalent of the African-American male equivalent of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I don't know how else to put it. I dislike the guy as much as I can dislike him. I did like Lonzo Ball, his game. I liked his game a lot. Now I don't like him by association, and that's wrong, and I'm a bad person for it, and I'm sorry. But and it also makes me mad that maybe that's what LeVar Ball is going for, to let him be the lovable villain somehow, and then somehow he makes money that way. I don't want him to make any money. I don't want LeVar Ball to make any money, but he's obviously making it. He's going on shows. It's driving me nuts.
Narcissistic megalomaniac.
I think that's good. Yes.
Yeah, idiot. Maybe throwing that in there somewhere too.
But it's the old crazy like a fox thing.
Maybe so. Well,
he sold his soul.
Let's see how many shoes they sell first.
At $459,
he ain't making. I don't think he's gonna make as much money as he thinks he is. But anyway, we'll see about Jarrett Stidham. I'm cautiously optimistic.
And also, Jarrett Stidham was throwing against Auburn defensive backs.
This is true. This is true. Well, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back, and then we'll get back in the car, crank it up, and get back on the road. That segment brought to you by Dark Insurance. Be sure to go and check out everything for all your insurance needs. Check out John Dark. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
Saturday, July 22nd, Sun Festival, Alexander City welcomes the biggest live act to hit Strand Park to date, Moon Taxi. At Strand Park in historic downtown Alexander City, Saturday, July 22nd. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets are only $20 and on sale now at the Alexander City Chamber of Commerce or at alexandercitychamber.com. Presented by the City of Alexander City.
Advantage is defined as a favorable or desirable circumstance or feature, a benefit, and that's just what you'll get with the Gills Auto Sales 5-Star Advantage. Gills worry-free guarantee, a 30-month, 30,000-mile warranty on every vehicle, specialized maintenance from the area's top technicians, and free oil changes with each purchase. Flexible financing to fit any budget or credit situation. Convenience with 6 locations offering quick and easy approvals. And selection, the area's volume leader with over 400 vehicles in stock. There's only one place to get the 5-Star Advantage, and that's only at Gills.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. This segment brought to you by Sunshine Heating and Air.
I'm glad I put pants on too. Usually we have a graphic down there.
This is we're on top of things tonight, but Sunshine Heating and Air for all your heating and air needs. Be sure to check out them, and obviously they have a number somewhere, but it's on a graphic of some sort. But we'll get that to you at some point. We had a question during the break. We'll efforting to look that up, and we will get that to you about Alabama's how many opening games they've won or what the record is for that. So we'll get to that eventually. But finally, let's get to a little memory lane here. We're going to start out with the opener, which was Alabama at Tennessee. Alabama, starting the season in 1990, got off to a terrible start in the Gene Stallings era, 0-3. But we were able to battle back, are 2-3, heading to Knoxville, Tennessee. Tennessee is the number 3 team. I mean, think about this. Tennessee's the number 3 team in the country. They've got 2 ties.
Yeah,
they're 4-0-2 on the year, and they're number 3 in the country.
And we're having to talk over them. But, I'll tell you something that was really interesting about this game is that it was brought to you by the Mirage Las Vegas. At the very beginning they said, in this game, college football, brought to you by the Mirage Las Vegas, and I was thinking, it's kind of hypocritical for y'all telling me not to bet on this. And I had bet on it, just letting you know in advance. But what's great about this, Alabama deferred the kickoff, deferred the opening toss, and won the toss and deferred, and they decided to kick off, and Tennessee had a defensive back, number 18, Dale Carter. Spent a long time in the NFL, and he was a very cocky guy, and he was just bobbing his head the whole time, sort of getting the crowd. He gets the return, fumbles the opening kickoff. Yeah. But Alabama
gets nothing out
of it.
Philip Doyle missed a field goal worse than I've ever seen him. Probably the worst field goal he ever missed in his career.
So
it wasn't even close.
Let me tell you some other things that struck me about this game. First of all, I love Tennessee's. Now this was AstroTurf, but I love their end zones.
Oh,
Now when they do it, the checkerboard, it's sort of outlined with the green, and it's sort of set inside a lot of times. But Alabama's wide receivers, you were talking about how times have changed. Alabama's wide receivers for this game, Lamont Russell, who's a converted tight end, whom I love, I've played in basketball leagues on teams with him. He's the best guy in the whole world. He ain't a wide receiver. He's an awesome tight end, but he's not a wide receiver. And Donnie Finkley. You think about this is the same school that's put out Calvin Ridley and Amari Cooper and Julio Jones of late, or Darius Stewart, and we're starting Lamont Russell and Donnie Finkley. It's just how times have changed. And also, everybody had gigantic shoulder pads. Everybody. Philip Doyle had them.
He did.
This game was a real slobber knocker. And Tennessee started Andy Kelly. They took him out, put him back in. The crowd booed him. Tennessee fans were so hungry to beat Alabama.
Had lost 4 straight.
Oh, they were miserable. Yeah. They wanted to beat them so badly, and they thought Lee Corso in the pregame said Alabama couldn't beat a high school team. There's no chance against Tennessee. They had Alvin Harper and Anthony Morgan as wide receivers, and I mean that's
hey,
disgusting.
Carl Pickens.
And Carl Pickens, yeah. That's a disgusting lineup. Oh, that's fantastic. And they couldn't make anything happen. They had Tony Thompson at tailback. They had Chuck Webb from the previous year, but he was hurt.
Yeah.
And Tony Thompson was like the number 1 JUCO running back coming in.
I think Tennessee was averaging, they said, like 40-something points a game coming into this, and they get 6. I mean, I think they had, 3 or 4 turnovers?
And yeah, they did. Now, the other thing is Gene Stallings and Johnny Majors, it's like they went to the same tailor.
Yeah.
They dressed about exactly the same. They had the same coats, pretty much the same tie. That's just how the coaches were in the SEC then, because if you think about it, Pat Dye was a coat and tie.
It's something about head coaches in sport jackets that it seems comforting to me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I love it. I wish we could go back to that. But it's just something. I mean, every coach had a sport jacket.
To me, when Alabama fans try to take a dig at Auburn fans and say, well, we'd rather have Tennessee anyway, this is what they're talking about. This game was as hard fought as an Iron Bowl. The catch is all the Iron Bowls, for the most part, like 7 out of 10 Iron Bowls are fought that way. Like 2 or 3 out of 10 Tennessee games are fought this way. I mean, there hadn't been that many competitive Alabama-Tennessee games in a while. You know what I mean? So it's hard to wrap your arms around this rivalry anymore. But if you watch this game on YouTube, you'll love it. It's a 9-6 game that is awesome. It's just hard hitting. Everything matters. And I know that a lot of people love to see the offensive and the Oregon, the whatever. But this is football to me. This is what it takes. And
kid hits a 51. He beats terrible kicker. He hits a 51-yarder to tie the game.
After Alabama, it was
fumbles. Yeah, Burke. I think
Robert Jones fumbled.
Jones, yeah.
And then on a screen pass, and Alabama also spent a lot of time. I noticed this rewatching this game. They started on their own 1, I want to say 3 times. And the quarterback is Gary Hollingsworth, who the previous year had set every kind of record you could possibly set for the Alabama record books. And this year, because he's under Stallings like, we're running the ball. Whatever you want to do, we're running it. And as long as you, what play do you want to call? As long as it's a run, you can do it.
Yeah.
That was his whole philosophy. And I think we're getting towards the end here. What's great about this, and we'll talk about the similarity between this and the Auburn-FSU game.
Andy Kelly's punt.
Andy Kelly, yeah, he was the punter. And he was much better at punting than he was passing this game.
Yeah, the only person that had a worse.
They're about to down it on the 1 right there.
Only person that had a worse game than Stan White was Andy Kelly on this day.
Yeah, they downed it on the 1, just like I said. And there should have been, a couple of other ones should have been overturned. The ball went in the end zone, but at the time they don't have a review. It's just what the official said. And part of me kind of misses that.
Yeah.
I kind of dig the human error side of it. I know they miss calls or whatever. But we get so bogged down in we must review everything that games take forever. And I'm sort of okay with.
Alabama punts out their own end zone and gives basically,
here's what's happened. Mike has gone past the block. Mike, you got to rewind it, bro.
Tennessee punts. Alabama punts it out of their own end zone.
I'm sorry, no, he hadn't. This is it right here. I guess Alabama must have. That must have been in the third quarter. All right, so here Stacey Harrison's going to come up the middle. That wasn't in the third quarter. Somehow that was in the game. Well, anyway, Stacey Harrison comes through the middle, and Mike Gottfried, who was calling the game, made an excellent point. He said this year they're not kicking off tees, so everybody changed their rush up the middle. And for years past, everybody's kicking off a tee, so all the blocks are trying to come from the side. And they changed it this year, and I bet dollars to donuts that you're so used to doing one thing for so many years, and Alabama switches it on you.
They got 3 guys that break through the line.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Look.
And, I mean, there's no way that would have made it past the second grouping either. But the other thing that's incredible about this, is how far back the ball bounces, and probably because of the AstroTurf, right?
Yeah.
It goes all the way, and that's important to note that because we're going to talk about the same thing in the FSU game here in a minute. But so Alabama gets the ball, and the whole stadium is absolutely shocked. And there's Kevin Turner, his tragic story, obviously, but look at what a man's man he was back then. Kevin Turner was just a man, and this is so Stallings' ball. I'm going to give the ball to the meanest guy I know on the team 3 times. He's not the fastest, he's not the quickest, but he won't fumble.
Let's set up a 47-yard field goal.
Yes, after Philip Doyle had already missed one earlier, but Doyle was pretty awesome. And he comes in, and Godfrey said that he thought Johnny Majors would call a timeout, and he didn't. And I probably wouldn't have either. I think that's a good head games. But
and it would have been good from 57.
And Doyle also got nailed.
He did.
There was a flag.
To the head.
He got hit right in the head. His mouth was bleeding. And you talk about absolute shock from Tennessee. I mean, I think that was the moment where they said, I don't know that we're going to beat them again.
This was a 2-3 Alabama team coming into your house. You're number 3. I mean, this had to be feeling like we cannot beat them.
I mean, yeah, John Sullins was on that team. I mean, it wasn't a star-studded Alabama squad. I will say, these are a lot of the same guys that had played Miami or were undefeated going in Jordan-Hare last year and played Miami in the Sugar Bowl the previous year, but they weren't the same players. I mean, Lamont Russell wasn't the same guy because he was playing a whole new position in a whole new style. Gary Hollingsworth wasn't the same guy. He just wasn't. So Saran Stacy just wasn't the same guy.
He was he got hurt, and several people were out for Alabama.
Yeah. Derek Lassick was on that team. Yeah. Of course, I think he was maybe a red shirt. He might have been a red shirt sophomore. I'm not sure. From New York. I mean, I know he came in one of the Curry classes. But anyway, just an amazing, amazing game. And that's why I love college football. Please don't ever change, because you remember these regular season games like that. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. And it meant, in the grand scheme of things, it meant nothing. It meant something to the rivalry, which is important to college football. And every other sport, it's important what you do in the playoffs or what you do, these games don't matter. That game should not have, Alabama's not a national championship caliber team in 1990, but they stood up for 1 second and took a team out of it that should have been in it in a rivalry game that meant something, and that's why college football is awesome.
And with that, we'll take a break, and we'll come back. We'll do a little bit more on this Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
It's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017. Get up to $7,000 off MSRP on the new Altima SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
At U.S. Ameribank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. Ameribank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. Ameribank difference. U.S. Ameribank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Jewelry by Design is Auburn's premier jeweler for over 20 years. Mark and Tammy Nelson invite you to see their unique selection of engagement rings, each crafted to be a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, custom designed with only natural premium diamonds that are never enhanced. Jewelry by Design is also your officially licensed Auburn University jeweler that handcrafts all of their Auburn jewelry as unique as your passion for the Auburn Tigers. For jewelry that's crafted to your style, visit Jewelry by Design on Dean Road in Auburn or online at jewelrybydesignauburn.com.
If you had $6,000, how would you spend it?
I'd pay bills.
How about a new car? Vacation!
At Hyundai of Auburn today, you can get the new car and do the other things.
What? How?
Pick out your dream car and drive away with as much as $6,000 to spend however you'd like.
America's Best Warranty and $6,000?
Luxury and $6,000.
Be thinking how to spend your $6,000. HyundaiOfAuburn.com.
Vacation.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Welcome back, everyone, and the graphics are here. Sunshine Heating and Air.
Good,
How about
because my
that?
pants were chafing me.
Yeah, and if I could read that number, I would tell you. I'm gonna say 825.
No, sorry. Number for Sunshine Heating and Air?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't read that.
I can't read that. Yeah, but we'll get that to you. Appreciate their sponsorship, though.
You can call the other number, Sportz Blitz Live, and Mike will tell you.
Absolutely. Our switchboard operator. Time for a little overrated or underrated. Overrated or underrated. We hadn't done this segment very often, so I don't know if we've ever done it here with you.
So it's an underrated segment?
It is a very well, let's hold that off until we get it through with it. SEC Media Days, overrated or underrated?
I think they're underrated. I think it's fun every year. People may want to say they're overrated, but we all tune in. We all love to see what somebody's going to say. Yeah, there's some people that get up there and do their typical coach speak, but there's always a colorful statement or two. There's always some kind of surprise. I think SEC Media Days are also. Let's not forget, Philip Fulmer once didn't come to Birmingham because he was scared of being subpoenaed.
That's right. Well, for the fans, I'm going to say it's underrated. Having been there to work one year, I'd say it's overrated.
Well, I agree. I did the same thing. I went up there and I've done the same thing. It is that part, the working it gets a little old because by day 3 you're like, okay, I'm over this coaching stuff. But for the fans, I gobble it up.
Absolutely. NFL players skipping OTAs, overrated or underrated?
Look, I want to say it's underrated very badly, but it's overrated.
Exactly.
I mean, I think most NFL players. Here's the thing that I love about the NFL that's different from basketball.
It's chemistry.
I understand that too. But if you're Peyton Manning, if you're Tom Brady, you don't need that chemistry.
No.
They need to adopt to your chemistry. You know what I mean? Adapt to your chemistry, I should say. But I think that. I'm sorry. Price is Right. Did I win something? And I don't know it.
It's the game show we're playing now.
Oh, okay. So we're just tuning that in now. You know, that only works if you do it at the very beginning. I thought I was about to come on down.
That did come out of nowhere.
So it did come out of nowhere. Okay.
You're the next contestant on overrated or underrated.
You know, I had an aunt that went on The Price is Right.
She win anything?
She won something. I don't know what. But
Showcase?
I don't remember if she won the showcase. This is before my time. So anyway, okay.
Bob
What's the next
Barker
question?
hit on
I'm
it.
enjoying the music.
Okay. Overrated or underrated? Paul George. His name is bandied about every day now.
I think he's overrated.
I do too.
I mean, first of all, look, I know he came back from, he's done well, but if Paul George goes to the Cavaliers, I think he makes the Cavaliers good. But again, if you take LeBron James off that team and it's just Paul George and Kyrie Irving, they're a 4 seed.
Yeah.
I don't think Paul George is taking a team by himself over the top. But if he goes to the Cavaliers, I think it's a good pickup. If he goes to the Warriors, it's a good pickup. If he goes to the Lakers, I don't really think it means a lot.
I agree.
And now we just quit the music?
Yeah, we did. It ran. Its time has gone. You are playing with fire when you're testing Mike here.
Yeah.
Erin Andrews. She just got married to hockey player Jarrett Stoll.
I think she's underrated. I think Erin Andrews
Do you
is
really?
a fox. But I think she's
a touch overrated. She is a lovely woman.
She was overrated.
But she's touch
But
overrated.
now, she's underrated. She's lapped over into underrated.
She's gotten so overrated, she's now underrated.
Yeah.
The Manning passing camp, overrated or underrated?
I think it's probably a little overrated.
I would agree.
It is what it is. It's great to be invited. If I were a quarterback, I definitely want to be invited. But I don't think it means anything if you're not invited.
Probably not. I threw a couple out there. The triple-double, is it overrated or underrated?
Well, I think it's probably underrated in the sense that Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double is pretty incredible.
Considering it's only been done twice.
Yeah. But it's overrated in the sense that it didn't really help him a lot. Maybe he should have just averaged a double-double.
Maybe so. James Harden?
Overrated.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
The beard?
The beard's underrated. The beard's awesome. It's fantastic. I can't do that. But at the same time, look, you gotta beat somebody. And it's sort of like Russell Westbrook. I mean, yeah, everybody's pretty fired. Now that he's won the MVP, I think there's going to be more pressure on him to win something now. You know, if he hadn't won the MVP this time, I think people would say, okay, they can have another sucky year next year, and maybe he'll win it and average triple-double, and that's great. But if he just averages a triple-double again, they're the 8 seed or 7 seed, somebody's going to say, hey, eventually do something to help us win.
All right. Justin Fields, quarterback, 5-star quarterback, hot guy on the market right now. Decommiss from Penn State, visits Auburn, Alabama, I think, this weekend.
Yeah, he in a very clandestine manner, visited Alabama. I think he's a little overrated because I think all high school guys at this point are a little bit overrated. But I think Justin Fields is a great, great player. And here's the thing: you're giving me underrated or overrated. How can he be underrated? He's like the number 3 prospect in the country. He's not underrated. Okay, so by default, he's overrated.
Well, he may be the best quarterback in the country.
He is the best quarterback in the country according to most services. I mean, I say most, I mean at least a few. There are several services. But he's number 3 prospect. No, not overall in the country. So, but point is, there are only 2 other spots you can be.
I see.
You
said prospect.
The
Just
number 3.
General prospect.
Yeah,
okay.
Number 3 overall prospect.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
According to 24/7.
Okay. Well, you don't know. And that's how you play overrated or underrated. We're going to go ahead and take another break. We'll be back with more. We may go down the Auburn memory lane when we come back. More to come right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. Ameribank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. Ameribank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. Ameribank difference. U.S. Ameribank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
In a world that's ever changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you for a little less than an hour more. Florida up 2-0 on LSU with 2 runners on. So Florida off to a really good start, up 1-0, looking to capture their first baseball national championship. Let's talk a little bit about Auburn and Florida State down memory lane. This also took place October the 20th, 1990. Just some fun facts about 1990 while we're here.
Okay.
5 days after these games took place, Evander Holyfield knocked out Buster Douglas in the 3rd round. Buster Douglas, of course, got the championship after knocking out Mike Tyson. Came in about 15 pounds overweight and was disposed of by Evander Holyfield very quickly. Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. The Simpsons debuted on Fox.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
I thought you'd like that one. The Berlin Wall came down.
I feel like that was in the 80s.
I know. The Hubble telescope was launched into space. Microsoft released Windows 3.0.
I kind of wish we went back to it sometime.
The Sci-Fi Channel debuted. And Twin Peaks premiered on ABC. Ironically, Twin Peaks Return debuted on Showtime this year.
Yeah, and I've heard it's awesome.
27. I've been watching it. It's as weird as the first one.
Is it good, though?
It's as weird as the first
one.
Okay. That's all I know what to say.
It's it's very difficult to get into it, but I mean, it's sort of, I feel like you need to be on something like lick a battery or something before you watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's bizarre. That's the only way to describe it. If you like the first one, you'll like the Return. If not, you probably won't.
And some of the songs that were out, you've got those down. Poison by Bill Biv DeVoe.
Poison.
Yeah, that's timeless. Blaze of Glory.
That is timeless.
Pump Up the Jam.
Pump Up the Jam.
Another Day in Paradise, which may be my most hated song of all time. I think Phil Collins, really, any award he's ever won for anything else, and he's been great, this takes it all away. I hated this song so much. Oh,
why?
It's just, you can't even get into it. I mean, it's just bad. It's very 80s faux empathy. But I know it's in the 90s, but kind of,
Well, it was the tail end, yeah.
Vogue by Madonna, movies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The first one
was bad, though. Godfather 3. Godfather 3 was 1990?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that. I thought it was much earlier.
Andy Garcia,
And by the way, that what Godfather 3 gets a bad rap. It's not awful.
No.
It's just compared to the other two.
Comparatively speaking.
Die Hard 2, which was, I think, is
it
great.
rocked. That may have been the best one.
Yeah, I think it was great. But I mean, it's great by late 80s, early 90s standards. I mean, it's not a good movie. It's a great movie to sit down and watch and go, you have to suspend all belief, all of reality, certainly. But what is the W Wolves? Oh, Dances with Wolves?
I didn't have space.
I was like, well, what movie did you watch? It was on Sci-Fi, wasn't it?
Yeah, really.
Dances with Wolves, okay. And Pretty Woman and Dances with Wolves and Ghost, those all came out the same year?
They did.
That was a
Home Alone.
banner year for movies. And Home Alone? Or Total Recall?
Total Recall.
Oh, my God.
The first one. And notice all these have been remade.
That is true. If they remake Dances with Wolves, I'm going to have a problem.
Okay.
So anyway, let's get to Auburn, Florida State.
Auburn, Florida State, October the 20th, 1990. I was there in Jordan-Hare Stadium.
What do you think about Auburn's end zone in the midfield, by the way?
The end zones are pretty much the same. The midfield I like, actually. That white.
It seems like the lettering is bigger now, though, right?
That block lettering, I mean, Terry Biden came in and changed it, and people kind of revolted, and we kind of went back to that. It's probably a little different, but I really like that midfield, though.
Look how many guys are from Alabama on the Auburn team. Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne Gandy, I mean, he's from Florida, but there were like just about every starter they just showed is from the state of Alabama.
Auburn and Florida State played 6 times in the 80s. Auburn won the first 3, 83, 84, 85, really hammered them in 85. They didn't play in 86. Came back, and Florida State won 87, won in the Sugar Bowl in 88, 13-7, and then hammered Auburn pretty good in 89. That was 34-6. So, no, I take that back. That was in 87. In 89, they won 22-14 in Tallahassee. So, this was basically kind of the rubber game for the 80s. And, Auburn came in. They had tied Tennessee in Game 3, had to come back. Stan White's a redshirt freshman quarterback. Auburn's kind of in a transition. They're starting to throw the ball a little bit more. But Auburn is 4-0-1. Florida State is 4-1, having lost to Miami. And really, Miami, I think, had over 300 yards rushing. And back then, I mean, for Miami to do that against you, that meant something.
Yeah,
Florida State's defense was not very good.
Miami always had underrated running backs.
They did, that's for sure.
Gary, that guy was so good.
Cleveland Gary.
You remember him?
I do.
They had so many really strong running backs that they didn't get the notoriety because their passing game and wide receivers were just ridiculous.
Yeah. This was a very typical Auburn kind of Florida State game. Those are some really good games in the 80s, but a very typical Auburn game in the late 80s. Not a lot of offense. Stan White was awful, really, in this game. He struggled.
Well, he was a true freshman.
Redshirt, I think.
I thought he was a true freshman.
I think he's a redshirt.
He might have been redshirted, but.
But they were, I think the stat line through 4 quarters before Auburn goes on the game-tying drive, he was 9 of 23 for 56 yards and 3 picks.
Wow.
So he did not have a good day. But much like Tennessee, Florida State fumbles on one of the opening. I think this is their second possession.
But isn't it ironic that Florida State was so known for special teams?
Yeah.
And that they cough it up. I mean, really, Florida State throughout their history, the wide rights, the fumble here. I mean, they're known for their special teams, but they've had a couple of flubs that have cost them.
No doubt. But the game kind of went back and forth. Auburn scored first to go up 7-0. Florida State scored 17 unanswered points throughout the first half, took a 17-7 lead into half. Auburn came out and got a field goal in the third quarter to cut it to 17-10. And it was just kind of, again, a lot of Auburn games were like that in the late 80s and especially early 90s. They're just a lot of close games, a lot of just warfare. Like you were talking about with Alabama and Tennessee. I mean, it was just a different time. Auburn, I think, had 4 first downs in the first half and like 71 total yards. It just really couldn't get anything going to really any degree. And Florida State was throwing the ball Brad Johnson started the game.
That's right.
And threw a pick. I think on the second possession they brought in Casey Weldon.
But isn't that funny?
And he started throwing the ball all over the place.
And both teams, both Tennessee and Florida State, changed quarterbacks. And here's Florida State. I think this is going to be where they go for it on 4th down. It's 4th and 5. And they drop back to pass, and they get sacked. And not only just sacked, he falls backwards another 10 yards, Andy. That's just like the kick I was talking about that gets blocked for Tennessee. I mean, through no fault of nothing that Auburn did made him fall backwards like that. Nothing Alabama did made the ball bounce that way. It's just luck of the draw.
I think that was the only sack of the game.
That's crazy.
Ricky Sutton,
this was a 4th down play too.
This is a 4th. All right, pause it just for a second, Mike. To set this up here, Auburn is down 17-10. They have the ball in their own end zone, and run the ugliest, sorriest flea flicker you've ever seen. They fooled absolutely nobody. Threw into triple coverage, interception. Florida State's got the ball at about Auburn 35-yard line. All they got to do is kick a field goal, and pretty much the game's over because there's like 8 minutes left in the game. They mess around and end up with a 4th and – no, I take it back. They end up – 1st down, they get a holding penalty, so they get backed up. They end up with a 3rd and 17 at about the Auburn 40-yard line, and they run a fumble-rooski.
Yeah, that's right.
And Auburn fall. I mean, it fooled nobody. Auburn fell on the ball, got the ball back. It goes down and is able to tie the game up. Herbert Casey made a big catch. Lectron Williams, a sighting in this, he actually gave Auburn a good spark in the second half. So that, Auburn kicks off, Florida State goes down. Again, they've got the ball. They move the ball quickly down to about the Auburn 35. And just as you saw there, they have a 4th and 5. Before that, though, the interesting thing is they had a 3rd and 3. Casey Weldon drops back, scrambles out, avoids 2 sacks. David Rocker had him in his grasp, gets the 1st down. But an Auburn defender comes up, knocks the ball out of his hands. It rolls backwards. Weldon has to fall on it, so they end up with 4th and 3. You know who knocked the ball out of his hand?
Who's that? Do you know?
I do know. I do know, and it just is Eric Ramsey.
Oh, wow.
He knocked the ball out and gave Auburn the opportunity to have that 4th down. They go for it, and that's when you saw the sack of Weldon. The only sack of the game, as I recall, but Ricky Sutton breaks through the line, knocks him, and he falls off balance, trips up, and they lose 22 yards, and Auburn's got the ball with just a few seconds, or about a minute left, I think.
And so start it back up, and you'll see the field goal. You'll notice
that was a 4th down, by the way.
Yeah,
the Herbert Casey.
Auburn just converted. You'll notice on the field goal kick here in a minute, and there's Pat Sullivan as offensive coordinator, right?
Yeah.
But you'll notice the field goal from Jim Von Weil. How many times do you see a dude with his name has 3 words with 3 letters?
Not very often.
But
and he followed Winlow.
This kick. If the goalposts are like they are now, much more narrow, there's no way this is good.
I'm sitting in the left end zone corner here, and from my memory, it wasn't even close. Oh, it was close.
Yeah.
It was really close.
I mean, it is. Oh, gosh, please.
And look, number 2 gets beat. Miami loses to Notre Dame. Number 3 gets beat. Thank you, Alabama, for beating Tennessee. Auburn moves to number 2 in the country. 5-0-1. They beat Mississippi State. And the next week, I think, or even maybe had an off week, they beat Mississippi State. Then they traveled to Gainesville. And things did not go well. I think they got beat 49-7, something like that. And then they lose to Southern Miss the next week at home.
That was Brett Favre, though, right?
I want to say, I think so. I think they did lose. I think they may have lost to Southern Miss twice, though. So one of those was Brett Favre. I don't know if 90 was, but anyway, 90 was the year that you see Alabama starting to ascend, and you see really Auburn starting to descend. I mean, the 80s were Auburn got the best of Alabama, certainly the latter part, and maybe overall had the better 80s decade, I suppose, 4 SEC titles, but. There were some great games back and forth, and Alabama certainly had some good years, but 90 was that year that.
And in fact, this weekend may have been the crossroads.
It really was.
Because they both win at the same time, and Alabama, they both won ugly.
Yeah.
But I think that Alabama's win being ugly didn't matter, and Auburn's win being ugly, I think it still created some doubt. Like we should have been better than this. Some things had to go our way to still win this game. So it's funny how Alabama and Auburn have this symbiotic relationship, and they do kind of feed off of one another, and it just seems like they fall in lockstep. And watching these two games, I remembered Auburn won it on field goal. I had totally forgotten about Casey Welding stumbling back 15 yards.
Yeah,
it's wild watching these games again and again. I will say thank you, college football, because there is not one regular season basketball game that I go back and watch.
It may just be my memory, but going back and watching this, and it just seemed like Jordan Hare may have been a little louder back then. There was something different. I don't know. Maybe it's just my memory. Maybe it's just the nostalgia of going back. But like you say, I mean, the players look different. I mean, certainly Florida State was still they were athletic, much like they are today. I mean, they're of course a little faster and a little stronger today, but still known for being kind of the same kind of team. But even the Florida State fans, I mean, they were all in. They used to do the unison and chop. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, I mean, they're all, somebody's doing one way.
Could it be?
And now in Auburn, I remember distinctly for about 10 minutes after the game, the entire Auburn stadium did the chop. Nobody left. That's one of the few games where literally nobody left, and everybody did the chop because that was just so annoying back then. Now it just seems like people don't really care.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it could be that maybe our attention spans are shorter. Back then,
probably true.
If you went to the game, I mean, you may be able to listen to Jim Fife, but first of all, it was on a delay.
Yeah.
I mean, because they didn't have the technology now where it was straight with it, and you're not on your phone following other games.
Right.
You probably don't have a phone.
No.
I mean,
not
so there was no way to know. The only thing you could rely on was the scoreboard, which was so out of whack. I mean, it would tell you the score 45 minutes after it happened. It's not this instantaneous thing. Now they actually show you games on the Jumbotron while you're waiting for your game to start.
And no video replays. It's just
no video replays.
It was like cartoon, like I don't know, the equivalent of like watching a cartoon.
That's right.
Football player do things on the scoreboard.
Well, I mean, it was. I think more people were more focused. Now, I mean, it's sort of okay. If we're not winning, what else is on? But you're right. I mean, I think some of it is nostalgia, though. I mean, we do look back and say, I just remember this. You watched that Alabama-Tennessee game. It was a slobber knocker. It was hard hitting. There were also some not great offensive play by Alabama.
Oh no, and it was hard to watch. Staying wide and again, after going through Bo Jackson and Lionel James and Brent Fullwood and then you get. James Joseph and Stacey Danley were good, but they were not. They were just. They were strong, but they were. Electron Williams never panned out, and so, it was just a different. We weren't near as. They didn't have the stars, I guess, on offense certainly that they'd had in the past. But that's 1990. That's memory lane, and that was a fun one. We'll have to do this again.
Yeah, and we probably won't do this game, but that 1990 Iron Bowl, that's the loudest I ever remember Legion Field. Now we'll never. I mean, I'm going to have to go on nostalgia with Legion Field. I'm probably not going back.
No.
But that was far and away. And that game was not a pretty game. I think it was 16-7 Alabama. Junior Sewell had a big game. Had over 100 yards and did very little, if anything else.
I don't even remember the name.
Yeah, he was really just fed the ball on the last drive that kind of sealed the deal. And I remember watching the CBS replay of it over and over again. And Jim Nantz was actually calling the game, and he was talking about how Legion Field was rocking. And it's so funny now to think back that Legion Field was ever rocking. Yeah. It's hard to remember Legion Field in a way that's a positive moment.
It's so odd, too. Look back in all these games that in the 80s, and every time I come up with a game, it's like Auburn ranked number 5, Auburn ranked number 3, Auburn ranked number 7, number 10, or whatever. And that was just commonplace, and now not. I mean, And people talk about, we're slipping to this point. We may be there.
Pat Dye, again, things are all about timing. I think had Pat Dye been of the age and of the time to go to Auburn in the early 70s, I don't think he would have lasted very long. He would have been in Bear Bryant's prime. But he came when Bear was going out, and he was the new hot, flashy thing. Not flashy, but he was the new thing. And he gave Auburn as much of an identity as anybody could. I mean, look, I've never taken issue with it because I understand Auburn's love affair with Pat Dye. But he did, he did some things to get Auburn in a little bit of trouble later on.
Not according to him.
Yeah, not according to him. But
he was never named.
Come on now. I mean, and
that's like saying Gene Stallings did some things to get Alabama in trouble.
Yeah, again, it's the same thing. I mean, I think Gene Stallings and Pat Dye, again, is sort of symbiotic. It's sort of, they are both beloved, and people whitewash over the fact that they did some things that were wrong. I mean, and even if they did the things they did that were wrong, like you want to talk about the Pat Dye and the steaks or whatever, and Gene Stallings basically saying, hey, look, it's stupid. He's, Antonio Langham may have been intoxicated and signed a cocktail napkin. It means nothing. Well, if he just tells the truth about it, he's probably suspended a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Pat Dye, if that crew, I don't know as much about that story, but if they just tell the truth, it's probably not a big deal. It's all about that. We're seeing now what's going to happen with some schools that when you lie, you get hammered.
Yeah, that's for sure. This segment brought to you by Alex City Marine. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
If you currently have an FHA mortgage, this commercial is for you. Most people that currently have an FHA mortgage are working with Home Place Mortgage to refinance their current loan. Several items have changed to make now the perfect time to refinance. FHA has reduced the amount of monthly mortgage insurance. Current interest rates for FHA loans are at all-time lows. FHA has eliminated the need for new appraisal. Most people will be able to refinance with little or no closing costs. This is the opportunity that you have been waiting for. Call now to start saving.
This is the sale you've been waiting for.
Don't miss the Drive and Discover event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
Great looking trucks and great looking discounts.
New 2017 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x2 with Hemi, $259 down, $259 a month for 36 months.
Buy it at Bice.
New 2017 Jeep Cherokee, equipped, not stripped, as low as $18,987.
BiceChryslerDodge.com.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
You can count on the caring
nursing team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. About 30 more minutes left in tonight's program, and we will be here to the bitter end.
We're going to stick it out.
Andy and Luke here with you. This segment brought to you by Russell Do-It Center. It is time for the Sportz Blitz Players of the Week. And we'll go to the graphics and we'll see if we can do. Shall you go first or do you like
Go ahead.
Nicole B. Maxwell is the LMG Lake Martin Area Player of the Week from Benjamin Russell High School. The Tuskegee signee was elected to play in the North-South All-Star football game in July. Congratulations to Nicole B.
Love Nicole B. Did a little special thing with him last year, and he's just a great kid. The Interlink Lee County Player of the Week is Brooks Fuller from Auburn High School. The junior pitcher and first baseman helped lead his team to the 7A Championship Series and was awarded for his efforts by being named to the ASWA 7A First Team All-State Team.
The Concrete Talladega County Player of the Week is Carly Mullinex from Lincoln High School, a record-setting season. Lincoln High School softball squad helped the Lady Golden Bears to, lead the way on the 2017 Class 4A, 5A All-Talladega County team.
Are these Players of the Week or an eye test?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I see what he's talking about now. He warned us one of these is going to be difficult to see. How about the Lyman Ward Military Academy AISA Player of the Week? That's Daniel Holly from Glenwood School. He dominated the awards at AISA, taking home Player of the Year and Pitcher of the Year in addition to being named the first team. On the mound, Holly went 12-1 with a 0.68 ERA and 0.97 WHIP and was 117 strikeouts in 72 innings to help lead Glenwood to its second straight title. At the plate, he had a 4.407 batting average and a .497 on-base percentage, 5 home runs, 34 RBIs, and 28 runs.
Excellent. Very well done. The Russell Do-It Center AHSAA Radio Network Player of the Week is Caitlin Little from Hoover High School. Little, a South Carolina signee, was named the Alabama Gatorade Player of the Year. She broke a 22-year-old meet record in the 100-meter hurdles at the Elite 2017 Mobile Challenge of Champions with the time of 13.47 seconds. I think you and her need a race.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like a Serena thing. I don't think I can beat her.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't think that's got to do, when it comes to just plain running, I mean,
I'm faster than you want to give me credit for, but if I get going, I'm sort of like the juggernaut, if I can get going.
I see you walk around here like Stumpy most of the time.
I know, well, let me tell you, I know, and I was going to explain some of this. I do have a bum knee and bum hamstrings, but it's funny because I picked up my son the other day, my 13-year-old, and I drove him from Louisville to Birmingham, and we stopped by my wife's condo, and as we were going down the hallway, he just, as 13-year-olds do, he just took off running, kind of like, we're going to race start now, and he took off, and I was going to, usually I'm just like, whatever, go do it, but I was going to try and race him, and then I realized I'd been driving a car for about 6 hours, and I couldn't even, my brain was saying, okay, here we go, and my legs were like, now hold up now. Let's think about this. Let's think this through.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't even get him to start. I mean, if I can get a little loose, I think I can. I wouldn't beat
13.47 seconds.
I wouldn't beat 13.47 seconds.
Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Got your eye on a new Nissan? It's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017s. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP on the new Rogue SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
Hi. We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. A couple more segments left to go in tonight's program.
Let me answer Jerome's question. Jerome called in, didn't want to be on air, but he asked when the last time Alabama lost a season opener was, and for all accounts, it looks like the last time Alabama lost a season opener was 2001 at home against UCLA. And I was at that game. It was a good game, but Alabama did lose. In fact, then obviously they lost to UCLA the previous season as well. But, yeah, that's the last time I think Alabama's lost an opener.
That's the last one I remember. And that one was closer than – well, I guess was the first one – it didn't seem close, but it was
I mean, actually, I think the scoreboard was closer than it really was. Deshaun Foster ran all over.
Well, that's
Alabama.
why I mean it was like, you know, they went on like a 220-play drive.
Yes, and then Alabama lost 20-17 the next year.
Okay, all right. Well, a couple weeks ago, we, ranked the SEC coaches, and our lists were pretty much the same. Although I had Brett Bielema ranked pretty low. I think you had him ranked about 7,
moderate,
6, 7. I had Butch Jones ranked about 7th, 6th or 7th. And you had him ranked extremely low.
I had him ranked dead last.
Dead last. Dead last. So Athlon, who we like, came out with and they ranked there are 130 teams now in FBS.
Is that
Holy
right?
cow. They added some every year, but 2-0 still Florida over LSU, by the way.
But, okay, so what stands out to me about this list, obviously they have Nick Saban number 1 in the country.
As did we.
Did we. But then they drop all the way to number 19 for Dan Mullen. So what that tells me is, just like we talked about, there's Nick Saban and then a huge chasm. I mean, I can't believe we both use the same word. I mean, just this gulf between Nick Saban and who's ever second. And I think I had Jim McElwain second. You had Mullen second. I might have had Jim McElwain second. But they have Jim McElwain number 3, and then Gus Malzahn number 4, and number 22 in the country.
I had Malzahn at 3 and McElwain at 4.
And I think I had Malzahn at 4, yeah. So,
but they're 21 and 22, so I mean they're as reversible as you can be.
And there's going to be so much that depends on this season because, look, if Malzahn goes 8-5 again, he's going to go way down this list. And if Bielema goes 8-5, he'll go way up this list. It's so this is going to be a very fluid thing. I think what it tells you is, unless Alabama goes 0-12, Nick Saban's not moving from where he is.
No.
But then there is a gigantic bundle there fighting for second place head coach in the SEC. And it goes back to what I wrote about a couple weeks ago, that I think the league's about to have a problem. I mean, so many coaches are making so much money, and so there are going to be a lot of unreasonable expectations when, in fact, they probably aren't deserving of that money, so they're going to have huge buyouts. And when they don't meet the expectations, they're going to be fired. I mean, Gus Malzahn makes $4 million a year, and this is a guy that's
that's about average now, right?
It's probably average for
$3 million
programs of Auburn's
average.
caliber.
Yeah.
It's probably it's not a good salary. That's a fantastic salary. We were talking about 1990. I'd be willing to bet not one coach we saw of Johnny Majors, Gene Stallings, Pat Dye, or Bobby Bowden was making $1 million at that time.
I would agree.
So to think, here's Malzahn, and he went to the national championship 4 years ago, but he gone 8 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins since then, and he's making $4 million a year. It's just crazy. I mean, and I know that's just what the market will bear. It's kind of like LeVar Ball.
But the market's stupid.
It's due a correction. That's my whole point, is we're about to have a giant correction when the best coach in the country is in the SEC, and then the next best coach is number 19. We're about to have a huge market correction in this league.
They have Brett Bielema at number 5. I had him, I think, at 12. Or 11 maybe.
See, I think they count.
That's a big disparity.
I get
it. They're counting Wisconsin, and he did that. You need to count that. But
if you count only Arkansas, I see where you're coming from. I still wouldn't have him that low because, number one, I deduct points from Hugh Freeze because, look, we can all joke. Alabama and Auburn fans rib each other about all the time about recruiting, whatever. But Ole Miss is about to be eviscerated. And if Hugh Freeze didn't know about any of it, he's ignorant. And I don't believe he didn't know about any of it. So, I feel like he's got to be way down your list. You got to deduct points because of what's about to happen to Ole Miss. Butch Jones, I railed on him last week. I think he's the worst coach in the league. If you could say, Luke, you can have take off any coach on here. You're about to start a program, and we'll give you one of them, but you remove the one you least want to start a program with. I'm going with Butch Jones. I think he's goofy. I think that he is underperforming at Tennessee. As we've talked about, the East has been terrible, and he can't do anything with it.
But take into account his other places. He's been a winner. I mean, he has improved every program he's ever been at.
He hadn't improved Tennessee.
They've gotten better from where he started.
I don't know.
They've started at 6 wins, and then they get to 9. I mean, that's an improvement.
But who are the 9, and who are they playing? They're playing in the East that's so bad.
They play Alabama every year.
Okay, take out Alabama. Take out the fact that they get waxed by Alabama. And by the way, they did just lose 49-10 to Alabama last year.
I'm not saying they've closed the gap on Alabama. I kind of discount that.
But they're also there's last year for them. They had their Auburn 2013 moments. They had the comeback against Florida.
That team though.
They have a Hail Mary against Georgia. They should have lost 2 other games.
Yeah.
They should have. They didn't. They should have lost to Appalachian State.
Could have.
Appalachian State had them on the ropes.
They did. They absolutely did. Appalachian State, not a bad team, though.
They're Appalachian State, and it's Tennessee, man.
They beat Michigan
100 years
6
ago.
years ago.
No, it wasn't 6
7
years ago.
years ago.
It's longer than that.
Has it been that long?
It's like 05, wasn't it?
Good grief.
Or 06. I mean, it wasn't 06 because I think Michigan.
It was Lloyd Carr, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Time is slipping away.
Yeah.
And it's slipping away on the show. It's time for another break. But when we come back, got a new segment we're going to debut on this Tuesday Sports Blitz Live. Rank 'em. Join us when we come back.
Purchasing a new home is easier than you think, and America's Home Place can show you the way. For over 41 years, we've built thousands of homes for people just like you. We guide you through the entire process from purchasing a lot, finding financial options, to putting the finishing touches on your beautiful new house. Come tour our showroom and see over 100 customizable floor plans. Visit us online at americashomeplace.com/TV for a free floor plan book. America's Home Place. We make building easy.
If you're looking for a great location to hold your summer football or band camp, Lima Ward Military Academy is the place for you. Our 300-acre campus is located conveniently off Highway 280. We have dorm facilities to house 100 and 200 students, regulation fields with lights, practice fields, dining facilities, air-conditioned gymnasiums, indoor pool, and miles of running trails. Our secluded location will build cohesion within your organization and allow your kids to focus on the basics. If you have any questions, give us a call at 256-675-6396 or check out our website at lwma.org.
Hello, I'm Harvey B. Campbell Jr., the manager and founding partner of Alabama Consumer Law, LLC. We are a law firm dedicated to helping you, the consumer, from all kind of debt issues. We can handle Chapter 13s, Chapter 7s, and Chapter 12s, and Chapter 11s if you need help.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. We are a debt relief agency. We are a private company. We are not associated with any state or federal government agency.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Yamaha is beating the field in just about every category of motorsport products, offering unbelievable performance, handling, features, technology, and at prices that are blowing everyone's mind, especially the competition. Visit Twin City Yamaha on Stage Road in Auburn.
Hi, this is Scott Tway with Twin Cities Yamaha in Auburn. Isn't it about time to put some fun back in your life? Call us and see what we mean. 334-821-0439 or on the web at www.twincitiesyamaha.com.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Got to get to Gills. Selection and price. Got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke taking you home to 9 o'clock here. Broke in a segment on Saturday. Like to ease them in on Saturday. Preview them a little bit. Test them out. But we'll debut it tonight on Sports Blitz Live. Rank them. We all like to make lists. We just cannot help it. We have a list of something. Got to put them in order. So why not do that with just any random thing that I could possibly come up with? So Luke, I give you the 1992 national title, 09, 11, 12, and 15. Rank them.
I went with 2011, number one. I know that team lost a game. They lost to LSU at home, but that was just a ridiculous amount of talent on the field. Just unbelievable, I mean, frankly. And they actually made up for it by shutting out LSU in the national championship game, obviously. So kind of ironic that team doesn't even win an SEC title, but I think they were the best team. That defense, not allowing somebody to cross the 50 but one time and then sacking said team so that they fumble behind their other side of the 50. In a national championship game, I don't care what the story is. I don't care how bad the quarterback is. I don't care about any of that. It really just, there's no other way to say it but phenomenal. I mean, it's one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. Number two, I said would be the 2009 team. That team did go undefeated. And it had a lot of talent on it. I mean, Julio Jones and Mark Ingram, and it had a very strong squad. There's no Trent Richardson, but I still would give the nod to 2011, I think. The 2012 team, I put number three. And this is where it starts to get hard for me because that 92 team, if you talk about places that it holds in your heart, that 92 team may be number one.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, you can make this. It doesn't have to be the best team. It could be your favorite.
Well, I'm going to go with just who I think would win. And 2012 team, very good. Amari Cooper as a freshman just started torching everybody towards the end of the year. Alabama finally realized, okay, this is the best wide receiver we got, and it's really not close. And the defense was good again. Barrett Jones, pretty incredible. The only game they lost that year was the game after defeating LSU in Baton Rouge on the TJ Yeldon screen. They lose to Johnny Manziel, who just played the game of his life. There's no other way to put it. And Alabama still had a chance to win that game on several occasions, just like so many other games that they've lost, and they just couldn't capitalize. Number four, I put 1992. The offense was a little lacking, but only because of the I was going to say inexperienced at quarterback, but he played the whole season. So by the time you get to the end of the season, you're not really inexperienced. But that team did have David Palmer on it, and he may be my favorite all-time player. If Javier Arenas isn't, then this guy probably is, or Derek Thomas. But 92 team, and then I put 2015 at number 5. And the thing is, I think this 2015 team on any given day could beat one of these other teams. Certainly talented enough. Derrick Henry, Heisman Trophy winner. Kenyon Drake. You could see what he did on the kickoff return, a defense that was masterful at times, but that's how I'd rank them.
Rocky, 1 through 6.
I almost want to rank them 1 through 6. Just say that's kind of how they went. By the time number 6 comes around, which
Rocky
one?
Balboa, that's the number 6.
I hated that movie.
You really?
Oh, hated it. Oh, I thought it was so bad. I thought the acting was so bad. I forgave him for bad acting in the first few, because there was so much heart in the movies. But in the last one, when he was in the truck talking to whoever the woman was, he was like, "You want to come inside, or you don't want to come inside? Or you don't want to stay in the truck, or you want to just hang out?" I was like, "This ain't even dialogue. I mean, are you even reading a script?"
He went back to the days of.
It was so bad. Oh my God, it was so bad.
It was better than number 5 though. Come on.
Which one was number 5? Was that one?
Was
Hit me and I'll sue.
Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, hit me and I'll sue. And then he hit the guy and he's like, "Sue me for what?" I'm like, "Everything you have, you just assaulted a man." He's going to sue you for all
George
of it.
Washington Duke. I think he was all. It was all talk.
And it was such a bad knockoff of Don King.
Oh yeah. No,
I mean, it was so. Those movies got so pathetic towards the end. I mean, please. No more Rockies, man. No more Transformers. This Transformer movie is getting such bad reviews. I don't want any more Transformer movies. I don't want any more Rockies.
I like the first Transformers. They've gotten progressively worse. But look, Rocky
How can you tell what's going on?
Clearly, it's an Oscar winner, Jerry. I mean, Rocky 1 is the best film. But I bet I've seen Rocky maybe twice in my life. I've seen Rocky 3 at least 20. I've seen Rocky 4 at least 20.
Rocky 4 was on the other day, and I watched it, man.
It's great.
It's awesome. It's good. Okay, but Rocky 1 is better, especially if you got to overlook the film quality, et cetera, because it's not good. I mean, you know, it was the 70s, man.
Yeah. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's, Taco Bell.
All right, I'm putting Arby's last right now. Like, I cannot. I mean, we got
like
Arby's. I will go to Arby's and get a Jamocha shake, or I will get a jalapeno poppers if nothing else is open. But every time I drive by Arby's, it smells like feet. Okay, so that's last.
There goes their sponsorship.
Taco Bell is next to last. Okay,
oh, come on.
I cannot stand Taco Bell. Don't want to go there. I really should reverse those because I won't go to Taco Bell for anything. I'll go to Arby's to get a shake.
Wow.
But and then where are my other choices?
McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's.
Okay, Wendy's is going to be number one because they do seem like they have the freshest, and they do attempt.
They have some sort of
take, and then I'm going to go Burger King.
Beef.
Yeah, I do want to go. I'm going to go Burger King.
It is the king.
And even though these new commercials they have are so bad, the thing about teaching somebody how to eat the hamburger. Yeah. And then McDonald's, I'm going to put them 3. My kids always make fun of me because I don't take them to McDonald's. But I don't trust the service at McDonald's. They always show the friendliest people on their commercials. And every time I go there, it is like they are doing me a favor by giving me the food I ordered. And so I got to put them third. I'm not going to be allowed to go to McDonald's here anymore. I totally get that. But I don't go there, so it doesn't matter.
I'm going to go Taco Bell.
Taco Bell won?
Yes.
It is
great.
Okay. I mean, look,
Taco Bell number one.
I can't even argue with you about this.
I know, because you're wrong.
You're so terrible at this, right?
Wendy's. I'm going to go Arby's, Burger King, McDonald's.
Jeez. Okay.
Quickly, one final one. We'll do this quickly. This is just for you. Linda Carter, Farrah Fawcett, Daisy Duke, Bo Derek, Lonnie Anderson.
All right, I'm putting Lonnie Anderson.
These are 70s and 80s babes.
I know. I'm putting Lonnie Anderson last because she had such bad boob implants. I'm pro implant, but hers were so bad. Linda Carter's 1 because she's a fox. Farrah Fawcett's 2. I'm going to go Bo Derek 3 because I think she aged better than Daisy Duke.
I could say.
And then I'm going to go Daisy Duke. But I think there's it's sort of like reverse Nick Saban. I think there's Lonnie Anderson, then a big gulf, and then the other 4.
And you could throw a dart. Well, that's going to wrap up Sportz Blitz Live. We appreciate so much all you out there joining us tonight. For Mike in the back in the studio, Luke Robinson, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.
Start the new year in a new Honda at Sarah Honda of Sylacauga. Like a new Civic for just $172 a month during our first big sale of the year at Sarah Honda of Sylacauga on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting-edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
Hey, it's Steve from the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, and after 10 years of serving the good people of East Alabama and West Georgia, we're still doing business the same way, offering the best products at the best prices with the area's best warranties and installing them with the area's best technicians. With great customer service, a knowledgeable sales staff, and our commitment to customer satisfaction, along with the best selection of the latest technology in the industry, there's no reason to shop anywhere else. Shop with confidence. Shop at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old.